Minority is one thing. Minority Native American is another.
Did you go live with this conversation?
Yeah, you did.
Jeez. It wasn't even a bad conversation, but it's like that was like the worst place to like come in on.
That's what she said.
Sounds bad.
No, Hashtag McJaculation.
Oh god.
We have a new hashtag already.
We do. That fast. That quick.
That's how McJaculation works.
Popcorn and Pints, episode 208. Last Action Hero versus Judge Dredd.
Are we really 208? Wow.
Yeah, just did too.
We're so drunk and high. How do you remember the number?
I put him down. That's how.
It's like, that's a good question.
Like, I'm lucky I know the day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
What are you all
piping hot?
Having a good day. Having a great week.
That's good. No, I mean, same. I'm glad it cooled off, though. I am glad it cooled off. I can say that.
By the way, this is weekend number 30 in our area with rain and or snow.
Wow.
30 weekends in a row.
In a fucking row.
Yeah, we just had about a week of rain, but
you know when it's raining in Schenectady, the most important place to be is
Shenanigans.
Now on Uber Eats. Thank you for sponsoring the Scene Subs.
They are on Uber Eats.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
Technology, I tell you, boy.
I want you guys to know that Johnny loves movies.
I love it.
Johnny loves karate more.
Yeah.
That's an important distinction.
Why he's Johnny Karate.
Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. So it seems like the room that I was in earlier, the internet can't get to, I guess.
You're good now, though.
Yeah.
It's got to karate kick that internet into space.
I have to from someone.
Yep.
Is it you, Johnny?
It might be. Let me switch to this mic. All right. Is it better?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, welcome to another episode of Popcorn and Pints. I hope you guys all had your elbow macaroni today because we're here to kick ass.
Slapping the testicles.
That too.
Slapping the bass in the testicles, man.
Slapping the testicles.
That sounds painful.
Feels good.
It can.
I don't know.
It can.
Good morning for it.
Some people like that.
I got an announcement.
Uh-oh.
What's that? Oh. How many months?
8. And you're the father.
James is having a butt baby.
Yay.
But anyways, Thursday that just passed, me and my wife got brand new 2025 Honda Pilot. Oh,
nice.
Now you know who to run off the road.
Who?
In Schenectady, New York. By Shenanigans.
By Shenanigans.
Every Honda Pilot.
So whenever you see the 2025 Honda Pilot in Shenanigans.
Nice.
For one, I'm not there for the club. I'm there to have a meeting with Mick.
And then you can catch him at the ice cream shop up the road right after.
Hashtag McJaculation.
What's that ice cream shop called? Is that? It's not Pops, right? No.
I forgot what it's called now.
It's called
Cones or Scoops or I don't know. Damn it.
I forgot.
I love that place.
Is there an ice cream shop up there? Over there?
The old
right by the Lee dealership.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forgot what it's called. It's a little small shop.
Oh,
Lifts is there.
That's further.
There's like the storage place behind it.
Because it's like across the street from the cemetery.
Okay, yeah. That's
Bumpies, or did they close?
No,
Bumpies is further down.
Bumpies is further down. That is.
You got to go down the block to.
There's no Bumpies.
Charlie's is good too.
Yeah, Bumpies under new owner. That's a new name, new ownership.
When did they change the name?
2020. Bunch of racist shit going on with the owner.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, got his honky ass on out of there.
Have you ever even stepped foot in Schenectady, New York?
Fuck no.
I seen the movie Schenectady, New York.
I know they talked about it in Archer.
Hey, just go watch The Place Beyond the Pines. That's all you need.
Yep.
Well, you can watch that new Electric State movie. Giancarlo Esposito plays the Butcher of Schenectady in the movie. So if it says boring as that movie, I'll be hanging out at Shenanigans almost exclusively.
It's true. And if you're a fan of that HBO show, The Gilded Age, that films in Troy, that's also not far from Shenanigans.
And Salt was actually filmed not far from us in Albany.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, Salt.
Which also is not far from Shenanigans.
There was a few scenes from the Netflix Daredevil version that were filmed in Albany.
What I'm loving, what I'm hearing here,
Today.
what I'm hearing today is lots of things have been filmed around Schenectady.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
the Electric City.
I'll go.
Woogie.
I'll go to Schenectady
And my OnlyFans videos.
All right, those are the most famous coming out of Schenectady.
That is true.
Ladies and gentlemen, the face of the most famous feet.
The face.
Face of the most famous feet.
No, my channel's Taints and Taints only.
Oh,
wow. And Honda Pilots.
Honda Pilots? Wait, is it Taints and or Taints? Taints and or Taints on?
The videos are filmed in the Honda Pilot.
Oh, Taints in Honda Pilots.
Nice.
That's great.
Avant-garde.
That's a good handle, Taint Pilot.
No, it's Taints and Pilots. That's
the Taint Pilot.
That's
Navigate all the depths.
Hashtag Taint Pilot.
Come get lost in my Bermuda Triangle.
All right. It's time for us to go back in 1995 for a scientific fiction action film starring one of Johnny's favorite actors.
Hey, yo.
Oh, are we starting with Judge Dredd?
Yeah, I am the law.
I have my reasons, and also let's dive into our early ratings before we start talking about these films. Well, before we start talking about this one right here. James, you want to kick it off for us?
Yep. I'll go with a 4.
Okay. Stories from a bar.
You were gonna.
Quick synopsis: this movie is garbage. 3.
Stories from a judge. Judging.
I am judging this movie.
Mick?
So bad. You know what? I would have given it a 4 too, but Rob Schneider's in it, so a 2.
Yep.
Giving it a 2.
Wow.
Worst name?
Yeah, I'm not too far off of you guys. It's fair. It was about a 5.5 for me.
Mr. Johnny Loves Movies.
Hey, yo, I about to give it a 3.
I'm right there with you guys. I'm gonna give it a 4. This movie.
As soon as I saw fucking Rob Schneider, I'm like, I'm out.
Well,
That was the first 3 seconds.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to watch this.
Fair.
You really, I didn't know you had issues with Rob Schneider.
Bigelow.
No,
Rob Lowe, whatever.
It depends on the movie, but it just he's turned into outside of movies.
No, it is not Rob Lowe. He said Rob Lowe.
That's fine.
Well, no, you said Rob Lowe.
Me.
He said Deuce Bigelow. It's Rob Schneider. That's
Schneider.
I heard Lowe. I heard something in Lowe. They all look alike.
I know. I'm making sure we
But
put it right.
that the actor doesn't fit
The role.
Rob Schneider aside, the actor doesn't fit the role
Rose.
that they're going for in this, I think.
Not at all. Not at all.
You want even if you're looking for somebody to provide some comic relief, Rob Schneider's too fucking goofy. His reputation as Adam Sandler's friend and all those movies, it doesn't work when you're trying to put him as the comic sidekick in Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I mean, that's a good way to look at it, like retroactively. But if you put it in context at the time, you got to think about it. He was just coming off of SNL. Mm-hmm. He was famous for the making copies thing. You know, everybody wanted him in.
Oh yeah,
all the stuff. So he was very popular.
Can you name one other Rob Schneider fucking skit from that goddamn show though?
Other than making copies?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Not really.
Yeah,
because I don't think was he one of the Gap girls with Adam Sandler and Spade?
that's the thing. If you're not sure, you can't name this.
But the
game.
Making Copies was like his claim to fame, though.
Yeah.
So like in the context of '95, he was kind of hot. So
I just enjoy his movies. I don't mind them.
I get it. But he was miscast.
He was miscast in this movie. I'm not.
This whole movie was miscast. This entirety is miscast. This movie is so far off of what the Judge Dredd comic books are.
Yeah.
Skip it, leave it alone, and go watch Dredd.
Yep.
They couldn't even call it Judge Dredd because they didn't own the rights, so they had to go go just Dredd.
So was the remake better?
The remake is more like The Raid.
Is it?
Let's not all right. That's too high praise. Don't call it a remake of this piece of shit.
No, but it's like The Raid. Like it's a similar.
No, not The Raid. I'm saying don't call Dredd a remake of Judge Dredd. That's an insult.
Well, okay. Remake's the wrong.
It's a rebirth.
Yeah, it's not a remake. It's an actual adaptation of the comic books.
Okay.
Whereas this, I don't know. And like in the movie Dredd, which like in the comics, he never takes his helmet off.
Yep.
Which is an important distinction. It's like a Mandalorian level type thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he never takes it off.
Yeah, I like to think that was like a cocaine influenced decision by Stallone.
No, you just need to know it's Stallone in there.
You can recognize his chin.
That's why. That's why. What's his name? Like they all have like things in their contract. That's why Hugh Jackman didn't wear the mask the entire time. You know. That's why. Like you see Ryan Reynolds pop up as different Deadpools throughout. Like. Because he's going to show his face at some point, every single one. That's why superhero movies, like if you really want them accurate, you got to hire no names to play some of these. Like they don't care either. If the character is non-iconic, like the Thing in Fantastic Four, that's an iconic. But like I'm waiting to see how long he's just in regular form in that movie. Because there's always some sort of percentage that there has to be, and it drives me crazy. And this movie is proof of that. Yep. Because the judges should always have their helmets on, but nope, fucking Stallone. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not going crazy on Stallone this episode.
Oh, go crazy! Spit on it.
First off, the costume's stupid. When this movie starts out with just the fucking giant shoulder, it's the fucking cod piece that does it for me. I'm like, this is too ridiculous to look at when he first shows up wearing this hawking giant fucking cup, basically.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to take any level of this with seriousness? He's wearing tights. Right. He's wearing tights and a painted metal cup.
Yep.
It's plagued by its era. It's plagued by its era for sure. It's the mentality of the movie production.
They put like no effort into it. They're like, go put on a leotard and then put on a cup and we'll spray paint it silver. That's almost what it looked like.
I on a couple spray painted silver. Oh shit!
I wonder what that guy's like. Like the guy who's spray painting the cod piece. I wonder what his life is like.
Well, hopefully you didn't have to spray it when it was on him.
Sturdy, if you don't mind, I want to point something out. This is what it looked like. Like for the most part. I know I didn't get the cod piece, but this is what the outfit looked like. Right? That is diabolically juvenile. It's like somebody set out and was like, "Oh yeah, I'll look at a picture of him and then fuck this up." So this is the remake.
Okay,
they pull it off. Like, so I just want to make sure, like, anybody who's like watching this or you guys, like, if you haven't seen the remake, I urge you to, because it will completely wash out the tone of this movie, and the bullshit of this movie, and it's just it's good. And the funny part is the Dredd that you're using as your thing is from the remake Dredd, not the original.
The original is stupid.
Yeah, no, that's fair, and that's why I love that about it. Like, it's just these cops that have to go in, and fucking go get the drug dealers. You know,
the attire's tactical. It has uses. You see him pulling shit out. You see him in the middle of the fights and shit like that, like engaging with his suit. You know what I mean? And his helmet is his protection.
Yep.
I may have to check that out.
I'll tell you what.
That's worth it.
The movie that Stallone did prior to this one, Demolition Man, was more of a Judge Dredd movie than fucking Judge Dredd.
Yo, it's crazy because I kept confusing Demolition Man in my mind, and I was like, babe, we're about to go watch this movie for the podcast. It's Stallone and Snipes for like a week or two. And I'm like, then I'm watching this, I'm like, yo, the intro's different. I don't remember all the Judge Dredd comic, but I'm like, I remember red lettering coming on and this dark black screen and ominous feel, and I'm like, what the fuck was I watching? And it has to be Demolition Man.
That was your soul telling you don't watch this shit.
I was like, I remember Dredd being so dark back, and like I was almost scared of this movie when I was young and I first watched it. But now I'm watching it and I'm like, this is fucking garbage.
You go to Demolition Man. Demolition Man. The best parts about Demolition Man are it's a clever script.
Yes,
clever script, clever story. The designs of everything look really cool and interesting, and Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes is the personality in that movie. You know, Sandra Bullock, everybody, all like the side characters are great, except for Rob Schneider. But they're all great. But like, and I like how we're not even talking about Dredd anymore. And that's what this should be.
Well,
that's what judging Judge Dredd should be. Just go and talk about Demolition Man.
I will say, there is a story in Judge Dredd that had they fleshed it out and got better actors, they made it a different movie altogether that wasn't Judge Dredd. Sure.
What's the story? Tell everybody what the story of Judge Dredd is.
You have an emotionless individual that is born test tube baby, 2 test tube babies that are basically have no emotions, no empathy, but one dedicates himself to the law, one dedicates himself to doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, lawlessness.
And the one dedicated to the law, they don't know they're related. They come from a council that's been like genetics passed down. The one dedicated to the law arrests and judges his best friend, who he doesn't know is his brother. And then you have him trying to educate this rookie who has a crush on him, clearly, because she ends up kissing him at the end. But they don't even dig into developing those kinds of feelings at all. Little fucking Stallone is he's stone-faced throughout this, and it kills the character. Like if this was not a Judge Dredd movie, this was just some utopian cop movie. Even that would have made it, and you gave Stallone emotions. Even that would have made this a little better. If you weren't playing by like just go stone face the entire movie, don't act, just be a douchebag.
For me, it was more of the fact of like the campy comicalness they tried to kind of bring across to make
constant one-liners,
comic book,
constant one-liners.
It didn't work, and I like when movies do that, even when it's the cheesy ones, but it works. But I hate when it's forced and nothing really feels like it's hitting. If anything, maybe one does, if that. But I don't remember anything funny from this movie. And
it has Max Van Sydow in it. That's a level of acting that's like, what is he doing in this movie? Like this shouldn't have happened. I don't know why this movie even exists. Ugh.
I think it was a tax write-off, honestly.
Probably. God damn that movie.
I guess that makes more sense. Like
in 93, not to skip ahead, but 93, you have Last Action Hero come out. Clearly, Arnold knew that his time as this big action hero, like the 80s was over and we're going into the 90s and the tone is changing. That's why I got to give Arnold a lot of credit on that. I'm not saying he didn't do his cheesy stuff too after this. He did. He was going to make his money, but he knew. He did Jingle All the Way. He did things like that were like kind of offshoots. Stallone, the hardest core he went out that way after he was tricked was to do, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot and Oscar and stuff, all that stuff that bombed. So like when Arnold sees it, he makes Last Action Hero, which is a tongue-in-cheek making fun of what action movies are and saying this doesn't exist anymore. People want this. And I thought that was a really smart move. When we get to it, we'll talk about it. But this was his answer. This was Stallone's answer. Because in 93, Demolition Man came out. So while he saw in 93, while Arnold kind of failed, he saw success. Not because of him, no. It was, and I'm going on my rant, and I'm sorry, but it was because of Wesley Snipes, in all honesty. Wesley Snipes made that movie better. He was the best part of it. The villain made that movie better. And then you add in all these side characters and an interesting story. So, of course, Demolition Man was going to do good. So this is really the things that came out after Demolition Man, which were bombs for the most part, and like something like Judge Dredd, was his answer to Arnold saying, no, we're still going. The action's still hitting. But at the same time, you had Speed come out the same year as this. Shut up.
Fuck Speed.
All right. I can't argue.
But then you also had The Fifth Element, no? Wasn't it 95?
Fifth Element was 98 or 97, 98.
97, 98.
Yeah. My point for this was like there was a constant struggle of action and setting the tone between Arnold and Stallone. And clearly by 1993, Arnold saw like, we're not the top action guys anymore. Die Hard changed that. We've been able to get away with it, but it's starting to thin.
To that credit, he at least was able to establish there's cliches.
Oh yeah, he was good at it. He was a good businessman.
Yeah. He was smart enough to play to those cliches in a way that you're like, he's fucking doing them, but he makes it entertaining.
But Stallone just never caught on. And this is a perfect. This guy was searching out. Comic books were big in the 90s, weren't they? So we saw a lot of things being pushed and a lot of independent stuff being made more than the Marvel and the DC. Batman was dominating. They weren't doing anything else. So they were buying up Spawn, Judge Dredd to be like Batman. Comic book IP that could like maybe rival Batman. And I get that. But when you watch this doesn't rival Batman. It rivals Batman and Robin.
Or Batman Forever, any of that garbage bullshit.
Oh, fucking nipples.
And that's what I mean about it being plagued by time. Yeah, the whole mentality behind making movies with franchises or with IPs that are already there was completely different then, but they had to learn that, right? They had to get through the bumps and bruises and have these failures for us to finally get our Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know what I mean?
Don't worry, I'll tell you how it really is. So what it really
because I forgot. Go ahead, Snobby.
Man, you was beating up.
I heard you talking last night on the stream. Don't you getting all loud with me. Good point. But here's the truth. And the fact of the matter is,
it's either right or it's not. Is it yes or no?
The fact of the matter,
fighting words.
No. But to add to the idea of Stallone, though, and to kind of like push forth on that, and that's really my only point is extending off of what I was saying about him, is that he's a guy who never got it. He's a good writer. He's fine in movies. He's not a bad actor if he plays a role that's strong for his character type. You know, you can't put him in Shakespeare and he's gonna do it. And he's always stuck to his wheelhouse. That's why he's been.
Stallone and Shakespeare could be good. Could be funny at least.
I never want to talk to you again.
I don't know. Schwarzenegger as Hamlet was fire.
He was. But he got it. No, but again, I'm saying that knowing that Stallone would go into it trying to be serious, to say, I can do it. Thankfully, he never did. Like, he stayed in his wheelhouse and such. But at least Arnold was making fun of it. Like, I don't belong in this. Like, this isn't for me. And to go farther down the line, like even now, like we see Stallone, who's starting his own studio in Angel Studios and stuff. It's like he has to be outside of what movies are and like what we normally see in certain genres and stuff like that. But what he invokes in his movies is ridiculous and it's terrible now. Like it's just he's still stuck in the 80s, and that's a problem.
Man, you've been. I let you beat up on my boy for the last 5 minutes.
Wow.
Stallone. All right. He to me, Stallone's a good actor. I think the difference between Stallone and Arnold for me is that one is a 2-time Academy Award nominated person, and that's
for what?
capability of acting. Rocky, both times.
Yes, but for what?
Those are still great performances. Rocky for both times.
Not for performance.
He said
he was nominated for writing, wasn't he?
No, he was nominated for Best Actor in '79. And then he was
but come on. No, in 76, right? But come on.
76, yeah, right. 79 was Rocky 2. 76. And
he deservedly lost that one. Like that was the 70s. Yeah. What was the other one?
The supporting actor for Creed. Same character, but he was in Creed and he got supporting actor.
He did better.
Yeah, he's a two-time.
He got better over the age. I like the Tulsa King. I like watching.
Yeah, I'm with Johnny, especially with Tulsa King, because Tulsa King kind of negates that whole point. That means he understands he's older. In Tulsa King, you see him and get all of these younger people with him.
Who stars in Tulsa King?
Stallone.
Yeah, you know how you know that? Because he's the same character in every fucking thing.
No, he's a gangster in this one. He's a mobster in this one.
Yeah, and you know what? Tulsa King's great. Tulsa King, I have fun with. I like that movie, that show. I really like that series. But he is Stallone in Tulsa King. He is the same guy in every movie. And I'm not defending Schwarzenegger and saying he's not the same guy in every movie.
Yeah, he's more aware.
Schwarzenegger, like if I'm going to compare anybody to like Schwarzenegger, I would be like who's working now. I would say like Statham, a dude who will pick outside of these actiony things, but he's still Jason Statham in everything. And that's what these action guys are, and that's fine. Like John Wayne was John Wayne in everything, except the Searchers. I'd argue the Searchers, maybe the Quiet Man, earlier stuff like he did put in some acting, but not a lot. All right. He was still John Wayne. And I think that's just an action trope. You're going to get the big, strong, tough guys, but you're not going to get the best actors out of them.
But I also say, because you did say he did try to go out his element in Copland, where he played against Type. And that was a very good performance.
And I love Copland.
But it failed. So every time
it did fail. It did fail.
He failed.
And he was the weakest part about it. Think about the lineup in Copland.
Oh yeah,
Harvey Keitel, Robert De Niro. It's an ensemble cast of some of the greatest actors of all time. And it still failed because Stallone was not up to snuff with them. He was good.
I don't think it's that. I just think the audience doesn't want it at the time. They just didn't want to see Stallone act. They wanted to see him just blow some shit up, look cool. I
think he was the one that brought that down. I do. I think his acting. I think that him starring in that was like, what is this? You're right. I think people were like, we like your action. Go ahead. We'll come see it. Yeah. And he wanted to try something new. Nothing against him on that. But do you know when that movie came out?
97, right? 2 years after this piece of shit.
Yep.
2 years after this piece of shit.
I couldn't remember 96 or 97, but yeah, that's and Garrison, New Jersey doesn't exist. It's Harrison, New Jersey.
Yeah. Directed by one of my favorite directors, James Mangold.
James Mangold, great director. He has some missteps. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I think a complete unknown was terrible, but Logan was amazing.
I still cry to this day when I watch that movie. I don't care. I just said it.
Logan or a complete unknown?
Both. I can't believe I'm watching this shit.
Stallone for me though. I mean, it's he's fine. When I see him show up and stuff, like when I heard the Expendables, I was like, oh, cool. Then you get to the Expendables 4 and 50 Cent's running around, and you're like, this isn't what it was.
But he's his own worst enemy. He makes these bad choices out of ego. And I think that Judge Dredd was a victim of his ego. He's like, he wanted to show his face and he completely betrayed the character. And he hired some actors who probably shouldn't have been hired in it. And not a writer.
Yeah, there is no real positive about Judge Dredd. I don't know what was up with the mentally challenged desert family cannibals.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing about this movie that makes any fucking sense.
What's with the long walk? Why do you serve as a judge and on the council? When you're retired, they fucking disband
you out. Why is retiring mean
go
you
to the
get kicked out
wastelands
of your colony?
What?
Because
because you're no longer a judge, so you know everything, so you're gonna end up being bad. Like I don't get it.
Well, think about it. I can't remember from it's been so long. I haven't read a Judge Dredd comic since the early 2000s. But if you think about it, though, you've been a judge in that city. You now not being a judge and just living amongst that city, not having that authority. That's like a cop going to prison.
Okay.
You know, I could see people who've gotten out and who are like out, like just being like, "You're just going to walk around here in my city?" Like, no. You know, like I could see them having to exile just to keep peace.
Okay.
To keep the lawlessness. You know what I mean?
Mick, you know what would have been better though? Is if the writer actually put that shit in the script.
Yeah. 1,000% agree. There's no disagreement. Listen, you know what would have been better?
They went from bringing up the long walk to him retiring to try to save Stallone's life to him being exiled. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I thought the long walk was going to be Dredd being exiled and having to go out into the wastelands and try to survive and try to clear his name somehow and get back into the place. And then
basically, if you're a judge till you die, whether it's natural or not.
Which is honestly is a terrible take on no term limits in the Supreme Court.
Yeah, in the Supreme Court.
It's just a commentary on that, but they don't do it right.
And I think another thing about this movie is that's lost on it is I think Judge Dredd is a satire, and I don't think Stallone understands satire, or the writer didn't understand satire.
I'm concerned he can't read.
This could have been another RoboCop or another Demolition Man.
I was gonna say that I had RoboCop vibes, just how he walked.
I had it from some of the big stupid robots shooting. Just it somewhat reminded me of it a little bit, but I'm like, RoboCop did this shit way better.
I like the robot. That was one of the only things I liked. I like the robot, and I like the actor who played Rico.
I'll tell you the only thing
he went a little extra with his madness, but you know, that was about it, really.
Yeah, Miss Diane Lane was the only thing I liked about that because I had a crush on Diane Lane since I saw it in Faithful.
She
2002.
A good looking Diane Lane back in '95, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Still good looking.
Some of the action was
Diane
okay.
Lane throughout her entire life.
No, you're right. I did not mean to classify that to a specific year.
She good looking as my kid.
Yeah.
How the graphics were okay. The CGI and stuff like that, especially for its time, was decent. I think they did a good job with the sets and the atmosphere and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't really have any problem with the sets or special effects or anything.
First time.
It was just the acting and story that was all awful.
It was everything else.
The sets, or if it was within the sets,
Some of the shots were kind of cool how they did certain things with like the lighting and things. And it was okay. That's why I'm giving it a little bit better than average because I got through it. I wasn't mad. It could have been better. It has missteps. It definitely has its downfalls, and I'm glad we got a better version of it. But
I'll just say this is one of those movies I knew about that this is a first time watch. I knew about it since it had come out in '95, and it was and every once in a while it gets brought up in pop culture. I'm like, maybe I should have gone and watched that.
I saw this in theaters. That was the last time I watched this movie.
Yeah.
I did not
now that I have seen it, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't go see it at the time.
I caught it on TNT. It was on that TNT rotation.
I still don't know how you think Blood Lake is worse than this.
Because it's just
worse.
This at least had something going on and it had a story.
Nick, I gave this a 4.
Me too.
What did I give it? I gave it a 3, right?
Yeah, you gave it a 3.
I almost want to bump it down some because this
3 is kind of high.
This is a 2. This is a bad fucking movie.
Drop mine down to a 3.
I'm gonna go to a 2.5.
What was budget
This
versus
should
what
be
it
a
did?
negative movie. I just forgot that you do negatives.
Yeah, I go for a negative because of Blood Lake. I do a negative 1 to a positive 10.
-1. I didn't know that. I forgot it. -1.
All right, I'm jumping with Johnny. I'm going in feet deep, feet first. Let's do this. Negative fucking 1. Let's do it. I'm in.
There we go.
Johnny's my new spirit animal.
Wow.
I forgot negatives were on the board.
Dude, I forgot negatives were on the board too until I just remembered a second. I'm like, yeah, this movie has to be in the negatives. It's so bad.
It wasn't that bad for me. Will I ever watch it again? Fuck no. Absolutely not. There's no reason to. But
yeah, At this day and age, I feel like it's just a fanfare movie. If you're doing a dig on Stallone or anything like that, or you happen to come across some Rob Schneider or something, you want to see a movie that he's been in, then it's decent enough to waste some time on. But don't expect too much.
The best thing I could think to say about this is they threw in some interesting story elements that they totally decided to ignore or develop, and instead just went with a big name. And then it was nothing but terrible acting. And
yeah,
I would say Armand Asante was trying though.
Yeah, and he is a good actor. So like it was, but Max von Sydow's in this movie.
This is a bad movie, guys. It's okay. It was a bad movie. It's okay if I change my score and drop it down to a 1 right now. That's perfectly fine.
I'm
bad movie.
I'm 2. I'll give it a 2.
I'm leaving it at a 1. That is my final rating.
All right.
James, are you good with your 3?
No, I'll give it a 2.
The
only thing I thought was cool in this movie that I actually said, oh, that's cool, is the gun where it's voice command. You do different types.
That was neat. Yeah.
That's also in the reboot, by the way. The voice
Nice.
So are you sticking with your 2.5 stories?
No, 2.
2. -1, Mick.
I felt even 3 was high when I said it.
With the negative boys down here.
Worst damn 5.5.
Bring it down to a 5. It's just borderline acceptable for what a decent Hollywood movie should be.
The negative boys, you guys think with your negative ones?
Yeah,
always.
That's the best review ever that you just said. Worst damn gamer. That is the best.
Don't big up his head.
Good. That's the
He
best.
doesn't need that.
Yeah, don't inflate that ego.
Oh man. Oh,
it barely did enough.
I'm catching a chubby already.
The cliff has come out to play.
I had one since before the show.
McJaculation.
Bam.
Listen, don't hate the McJaculate. Succumb to it.
He pointed.
I will.
That's my review. He pointed a camera at people.
Well, now on to The Last Action Hero.
Yes.
Dive into early ratings with this.
Clearly the better of the two.
Get down.
James, you want to kick this one off for us again?
Yeah, I didn't mind this one. I liked it better when I was younger. So I'm giving it a 6.
Last Action Hero.
Worst or not worst name? Sorry, stories.
I'm actually on James with James on this one. I know I saw this when I was younger, and I don't really remember what the story was. And I could see how, as a kid, I would have loved this, but as a 41-year-old, like, it's still fun. But yeah, 6.
All right, Mick.
Last Action Hero, fun movie for me. I've always really enjoyed it. At the same time, too, when this came out, I did understand that it was satire on action genre. So that has grown over the years, kind of watching this. And I actually did rewatch this, not even knowing I would be on this episode. I was like, I'm going to rewatch it because everybody else is, and I want to know what they think, and I want to be refreshed. So that already puts it way above Judge Dredd. Yeah. I was so willing to come back to this. I think that says something about this movie. So, like, for me, I'm going to give this a 6, but it's a 6 with praise because I do realize it's got its issues.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Worst damn?
Issues and all, 7.5.
Wow, 7.5. Wow.
It's a good time.
It's like you've never seen a movie before.
Wow. Wow.
I have reasoning. Don't jump the gun yet.
Did you give Judge Dredd a 9?
You a believer. No, I gave Judge Dredd a 5.
You could see the internal conflict about him not giving Judge Dredd a 10. I feel like I felt like that came across visually.
No,
for sure.
No.
Okay, so like, can I like? I can only give it one review once, right? Because I can't give it 2. Because I want to give it
go lower again.
I want to give it 2 ratings. Okay.
All right.
The Johnny who saw this when he was a kid, right? Teenager, maybe, because I was going through my little Schwarzenegger face. I would give this. I would be right there with Mick. I would give it a 6. But I watched it recently. Stoned, fucking high. This is an 8.5.
Wow.
An 8.5?
Wow.
8.5. Stoned.
Yo,
it's an 8.5 stoned.
Like that's
Yo,
like not that, but like rewatching it in an older age and like understanding the in jokes more for me. Put it at a 6. So for you to jump a 2.5 points ahead is bonkers to me.
Mick,
I love it.
were you stoned?
No, I wasn't.
I
I feel like maybe I
was,
should have been for this.
I'll be right there.
I was stoned. I was stoned when I watched this, and I still only gave it a 6.
I mean,
Now listen,
You had the wrong strain.
Yep. I was high when I watched
I was buzzing, but I had to watch this over 2 days.
But you were buzzing. That's different.
That's different.
Oh man,
So
I can't get stoned. Come on,
dude, first of all, everything about this movie is bonkers, but it's his 90s-fied, and I'm coining that phrase now, 90s-fied completely. I love what this movie A is trying to say, but B is.
Yeah, you have to watch this movie to understand what you just said, because I got that. Like, this movie's all over the fucking place. No. Like, you're bringing in 90s action heroes, like all these cameos. Fucking MC Hammer.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
MC Cat is in it.
Yeah. Fucking from
basically
Paula
that's who he
Abdul
was.
videos. Yeah. And I'm like, there's so, like, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And
Danny DeVito does a cameo as a voice.
Danny DeVito does the voice of the cat. Yes.
Of the cat. Yeah.
Yep.
Although he and Arnold had been like, they're still like best friends.
They're still friends. They just they were on like an actor
Vanity Fair actor
talk.
and actor. Yeah.
I gave this one an 8. I had a good time with it.
There you go, cuz.
I was high too, but it's one of the better like movies within a movie that I've seen. Which I thought movies within a movie, like I've seen. What was the last one I think? Matinee. Is that one of them, right, Mick? With
Matinee was John Goodman.
That was a movie within a movie, right?
Not really. There was a movie in the movie theater playing,
but not.
Yeah.
Either way, one of these that takes place.
I know what you mean, though. That's sort of
yeah.
And that theme of it, it did such a good job of it, and then just to pull you in.
No.
With the way the ticket worked and all that, I was just like, they did a good, fun job. Of course, there were some things that it's like, they could have did that a little bit better, but still, it was just one of those ones where when I first put this on, I was like, fuck, it's 2 fucking hours. And then I'm watching the movie, and I had such a fun from beginning to end. It was just it was such a fun ride, and it got me to thinking, because I know last week I said I liked Stallone more than Arnold. I don't know about that anymore. Like this is the first time I've actually.
I prefer Arnold over Stallone.
Arnold had pound for pound better movies than Stallone.
This is the first time I've ever watched these two back to back. And Stallone, I've watched more of his movies growing up than I did Arnold's, but I think I need to change that shit, because just as Arnold being like, he was an action hero, but he was still really fun in this, was way better than this. Dredd Dredd shouldn't even be in the same conversation with this film.
I mean, even Arnold's bad action movies are better than Stallone's bad.
Yeah. He's more enjoyable to watch. Just fucking as a person.
Like, I'd rather watch In the Days before I watch Judge Dredd again. And I don't like In the Days.
Hey. Do you want to be a farmer? Because here's a couple acres. When he kicks the guy in the nuts, that was
oh my god.
Come on. That was one of the better lines in the movies.
Oh my goodness.
Like this is so like they go for all the cliches in this. And honestly, the more fucked up you are, the even better it gets.
Yeah. See? See? Now you understand the 8.5.
See, Mick's making facial movements but we have no sound. And it's hilarious.
Fuck you. You hear me on TikTok. No. But
we should have just let him keep going. As the rest
should have never not let me keep going. I will go the whole hour talking if you don't stop me. And if I'm muted, that's your podcast.
We should have left Mick muted in the corner as the rest of
y'all scared me.
Movie.
I thought I was muted.
No, so
Sturdy would only mute a white guy.
I didn't mute him. He muted himself.
I screwed that up. I muted myself, but because like when you guys are talking, I don't want to talk over you, and it's constant with you, Chris. Okay,
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican Chris. Yeah,
I've been sitting here silent the whole time.
It's like no, but to go back to like the movie, like I like that it's not just, not mocking, but like the commentary isn't just on action movies of the '80s and stuff like that, and the outrageousness of them. It's also in kids' movies.
Mm-hmm.
This is 100% like talking about like all those kids' movies. Like, what I wonder your year compared to this, Cop and a Half came out. It's like maybe more of you should have seen this because then they wouldn't have made Cop and a Half. If you don't know what Cop and a Half is, it is a movie where Burt Reynolds plays a hard-nosed detective who has to team up with a 6-year-old child. And I'm not kidding. And that becomes his new partner. For whatever reason, there's a reason. But that always seemed to keep happening. And I love that they turned it on its head in this one. It was just like, no. You're not a cop just because you're in the vicinity of a cop. That's not how it works.
Hey, by the way, Kindergarten Cop came out in 1990, so 3 years before this.
In fairness, though, there were no kids that were solving the mystery. And
it's undercover. Yeah,
he's got a great name in that. I'm just going to say that. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't remember his name.
Detective John Kimball.
Yeah.
So
is he related to Richard Kimball?
No, but my real last name is.
By the way, he's got a birthday coming up, July 30th.
nice.
Detective John Kimball or Richard Kimball or Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Just Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
Well.
How are we gonna celebrate?
It's a week after my birthday, so yeah.
We're not celebrating yours.
365-pound bench.
But watching Batman and Robin 3 times.
600-pound squats, everybody.
Forget it.
Those goddamn ice puns.
The Ice Age.
Welcome to the Ice Age.
Ice baby.
Yo, speaking of which, what movie was he in this film where he was like that? It made me think of Freeze when he was like that bluish color. And what is the movies for this shit? Was it?
Batman.
No, not the.
No,
I'm
in
talking
this
about
movie.
in Last Action Hero.
Oh,
He was in that Hamlet short that Chris was talking about earlier, but that was kind of bluish tint, but it wasn't like futuristic or anything.
No, I'm just saying the bluish tint, the color is what made me think of it. That was just that bluish color because it was like fucking.
That makes sense.
Freeze.
And the funny thing is, they did that to not mock, but almost sort of pay homage to James Cameron's style. I don't know if James Cameron was the guy that they said directed it in the movie. I can't remember at the moment, but it looked like James Cameron's style of filming, especially on like T2 and stuff like that, and the colder scenes and like the future scenes. So I thought that was again, these are interesting little nuances that I'm actually surprised Hollywood didn't embrace this movie more.
Yeah, they actually had the T-1000 walk by them when they first got to the cop station when the kid first went into the.
They got
the
Stallone to make an appearance in this.
Yeah,
I love that. And that right there, I was like, oh my god, I
love that he compliments him.
Yeah, what was it, Gary? Was it Gary Busey that was like, "Well, it turns my wife on. I'm not really a big Arnold."
No, that was
fan,
Jim
but I just want-
Belushi.
Jim Belushi. I just want to be around when it happens.
Gary Busey.
So I'm like,
Gary Busey was in Point Break.
Yeah,
and many other things too, but that
because like this movie, I think this movie didn't do that well in theaters so much. The director had to end up going back to the Die Hard franchise to get another win.
I love this movie even back in the day.
Honestly, one of the things I enjoy, like, if you don't realize they're not taking this movie seriously, story-wise, you get to the point where the kid goes to see the Jack Slater movie, and Jack Slater's going to go on a rampage because they killed his second cousin.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They blew up his second cousin.
Even like doing as much research as we've been doing for shameless plug, the marathon, the Friday the 13th marathon we've been doing, but like doing the research for that and looking into sequels and just how like outrageous in sequels during the 80s it seemed to be.
There's the selfless plug.
So yeah, yeah, this Friday 13th marathon, all 12 movies. Keep joining. So, but you see that in like with this movie, the 80s like had like outrageous themes of like why the hero's got to do the next thing. Like Die Hard went from he got invited to a party that got taken over. Oh, now his wife's flying on a plane and he's at the airport, and like all the terrorists decide to take over there, and it's like, all right, it's gotten more outrageous. Then New York City is taken hostage in the third one, so like it gets more and more outrageous, and that's always been sort of that cliche, right? In these movies and in all these action-based genres. So you get down to it with this one, and I think they played that perfectly. Those little lines, those little turning that stuff on its head, because when you do that, when you like make fun of what the genre has become, it starts to sort of self-correct a little bit, and you start getting movies like the very next year in 1994, Speed, which is one of the pinnacle action films of the time.
Wrong.
Unless you're James.
Unless you're James.
Fucking Speed. Fuck Speed.
You're
But,
a Speed 2 guy, right?
Stories from 55 miles per hour on a bomb with a bus. A bus with a bomb.
He's a Death Race 3 and 4 kind of guy.
One of my favorite jokes in this movie is where the kid thinks he's gonna die and he's with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Jack Slater, and Jack's like, "You're gonna live to enjoy acne, shave, premature ejaculation, and your first divorce." Jesus Christ! Like there's some dirty jokes in here. There's a few dirty jokes that they throw in that are really good.
This isn't a kid's movie.
No,
for sure. I love that he keeps falls in love with the sister or the daughter.
He falls in love with Jack Slater's daughter. The kid does, and then he wants to bang his mom, which is the impression they give.
Oh wow!
Once he's back in the real world.
Oh god! Oh god!
Oh,
Jack Slater have to drop this one back down.
I like the tropes in this movie.
Yeah.
Also, especially this scene where, so when they're in the movie world, like nothing even touches a car, and it blows up, catches on fire and blows up. Then when he's in the real world and he's shooting the car and he stopped, he was like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck's going on? Why didn't this
the car's
blow
bulletproof?"
Up?
No, that is some of the best stuff. Like they purposely point out how things are in movies and are not in movies.
Yeah.
You have that. I mean, shit. The other scene with the two cars were like playing chicken.
Yeah.
He was like, "This is real life. You're gonna die. Don't do that."
By the way,
oh god.
Nope. Sorry, Mick. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to give credit to Charles Dance, who is the villain in this movie, which is fantastic. And for anybody who watches it out there who may not recognize him, yes, he was Tynus Lannister, the father, so to speak.
No,
Tyrion was
Tywin
Lannister. I thought it was Tynus for something. I don't care. That show's been over for a while, and that fourth season needs to leave my brain.
Spoiler alert!
I didn't know.
Game of Thrones.
I didn't even know Game of Thrones with Charles Dance though. When I saw Charles Dance, if
he's in tons of stuff. Golden Child.
If you're in the black community, the first thing I went to was, that's Noopsy. That's Sweet Brother.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he's in tons, but I feel like the normies. Let's call it what they are. Like, I mean, cinephiles are a whole different breed. Like, I feel like the normal people who watch movies know him from Game of Thrones.
That fucking blew my mind as soon as you said that, because I did not piece that together.
You know what kills me about that?
But as soon as you said it, I saw it in my head. Yeah.
There's a whole everyone who has a major role, right? We remember them from that major role, whether it's on TV show or movie. We remember them from that. You know what's crazy? For us, Alan Rickman was Hans Gruber.
Yep.
But now it's Snape.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
shit. I think part of that is just where you.
Well, for me, it's the January Man. But,
part of that is
Ralph Fiennes
or
Rick Fiennes, Voldemort.
No, I think Ralph Fiennes does enough where he'll be like. I feel like he gets made fun of more for being Voldemort than he does getting remembered for Voldemort. Like ultimately, it's going to be the English Patient. We all know that.
English Patient, not M.
That's what he should get made fun of for.
I always thought he was M because he did such a good job as M in the James Bond movies.
He's Voldemort. You're wrong. Period. Move on.
By the way,
you're right.
By the way, watching this movie again, I had no idea. This blew my mind when I looked it up. Schwarzenegger's daughter, Jack Slater's daughter, is not only Sonya from the first Mortal Kombat movie, but the smoking hot teacher from Billy Madison.
Yep.
I'm like, I fucking connected
Bridget
all three of
Wilson.
these characters in a fucking 5-second moment. I'm like, oh my god.
She was in everything back in the day.
What? She wasn't the chick from the movie with Johnny Knoxville, right? The Ringer.
No,
he
that
plays
was
the special needs guy in the
No,
Special
but
Olympics.
Last Action Hero was 93. She was Billy Madison's teacher in 95.
And Sonya Blade in 95.
Yeah, and Sonya Blade in 95.
That was a good couple of years for her.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
She was in lots of. No, I mean she wasn't just in that. Like she was in lots of stuff. She was in I Know What You Did Last Summer. She played the sister.
Was she?
Yep, the one that ran the shop.
I'm trying to think what else she was.
So long.
She's in Higher Learning.
Higher Learning, you said?
Yeah, she was in Higher Learning.
Yeah. She was also.
She was in my Spank Bank back in the day.
Mine too. But
she married Pete Sampras, I think.
Yeah.
The tennis player.
The tennis? Oh, Jesus.
I think so.
He did that.
He
Fritz
spanked that
Stewart
bank
movie in the 2000s, and that killed her career.
Here's the question.
What killed it?
That French Stewart movie she did.
Damn it, you cut out on me again. What killed it?
The French Stewart movie?
The French Stewart movie. The actor French
Sorry,
Stewart.
no, my headphones disconnected for a quick second. Sorry.
Yeah, he did like a movie with her in 2002, and it killed her career.
House on Haunted Hill remake too.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
99.
that's right.
Yeah. She was in that. She has one of the best scenes because she has the camera, and when she keeps looking up, she doesn't see it there, but in the camera, remember it runs. Oh, that made me jump in the theater, man. That was nuts. That one got me. That still gives a little.
Here's a question: which one of us is Leo the fart?
What? Oh, yeah, shit.
Leo the fart.
The corpse that Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jack Slater,
Oh, he
runs away with because he's pumped full of like nitrogen gas or whatever. It
Funny.
Yeah.
They popped through the...
Silent but deadly.
Oh my god! I just love how ridiculous this movie was.
Yeah.
That's
feel
what
like
I loved about it.
I don't know because I don't know anything about being on set and all that shit. But this looked like they had a good time making this movie.
It does.
Are we getting it in?
Yeah.
It's a movie that's self-aware of itself. It's self-aware of Hollywood. The actor in it is self-aware of himself being a character and then also playing it. You get all these tropes and the cameos, and then on top of it, it's such a fun action movie with great scenes, and you get the excitement, and it's a good time. It's just, to me, I had a good time. I felt good after watching it. I can't knock it one bit.
You know, you say that it's self-aware on itself, but you're not self-aware.
It breaks the fourth. It breaks the. Oh, shut up! It broke the fourth wall. How many times? I was like, yo, this movie actually is like one of the first movies that I didn't even realize that breaks the fourth wall, looks at the camera, Arnold acknowledges it, talks to it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you say the first movie? I'm like Ferris Bueller would.
That's true too. That's true too. I completely forgot about that one. I said one of the first.
And you know what's crazy too about this? Like I mentioned before, Frank McRae, who plays the chief in this, who's the screaming chief. That's a dude who started that role. He was the black angry police chief in 48 Hours and like other movies around that time because he kept getting that role for a little while.
Yeah,
and people have said that they've mimicked the angry black chief in cop movies, like that trope, that cliche that actually is more cliche than trope, but that came out. It was based off of him. So for them to even recognize that and bring him in to be a part of it. Yeah. I thought that was so layered, but like think about the people who are in this movie. You have Charles Dance, who's a bad guy. Ian McKellen's in this movie. Anthony Quinn's in this movie. F. Murray Abraham's in this movie.
Van Damme.
Yeah, it's like actual characters.
I know, but still,
no. But I mean, like Tom Noonan's in this movie. Like there are actors in this movie that like have brought a level of acting to this world that just like is unlike any other, and they're in this movie. They got it. They got what this was about. So I feel like at least it catches the love it deserves now. I think
it does. Yeah, like Van Damme. We talked about this. MC Hammer, fucking even Stallone, even just the people that were in there for that 5-second cameo. on top of the actual actors and stuff, they got involved. They all knew what this was about. They knew the meta jokes it was making. Like they understood the genre. You're like, you're right. This makes up the genre. People love it. What if we interweave that with an actual action type story? Like it fucking works. Like it's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's fun.
You suspend reality. Could you do it now? I think you could do it now with new actors and even better writing and acting.
Totally.
Yes.
I thought the beginning, the intro to this, basically, like the first part, how they build up. Like I miss builds up like that, where you got those characters that are kind of just introduced. You're kind of feeling them out. You see what they go through, and then there's some type of a change, or there's some focus that's there, whether it's a person that's around them who's an influence them, or like I love the whole golden ticket thing. I love the old man at the theater, having that one person that understands the kid type deal. You know what I mean? Like all that shit. I love that. And then the whole build to that ticket being ripped and then it going haywire from there, because it's only like 10 or 15 minutes into the movie, and then the whole rest of the movie is the meat and potatoes with the action that's almost nonstop, and you get the laughter and stuff. It's a good time.
I'm gonna throw out real quick, if it's cool, the idea for filmmakers out there, independent filmmakers, because I'm seeing more and more over the course of the last like 10 years or so, more and more filmmakers are putting like older horror stars or stars into their movies, and kind of like not bringing them, breathing new life into the careers, but like it's a constant thing. Like they're recurring in a lot of these new filmmakers' movies. One thing I don't see that I think might be cool, like Austin O'Brien was sort of a big kid star at the time. He was a kid in this movie, but he was in like My Girl 2. He's in tons of shit at the time coming out. So one thing I'll say to filmmakers that might be advantageous or easier and like you connect with people is like maybe reach out to some of these child stars that are still acting, but they not quite have that star. Get them to star in your movie. I feel like that would be, if you're looking for names and stuff, why not give some of these child stars that have grown up a chance? So, I don't know. I thought about that. I just want to throw that out there.
I agree.
If you're going to do that, I also want to think you need to make sure they're taken care of and watched.
Well, they're adults now.
Oh yeah, but if you're looking at, well, no, but if you're thinking of like kids in general and like child stars, and you're looking for a child star, like fucking don't take advantage of them.
I kind of think that after a while, once they've had that child stardom and they go on and they kind of leave Hollywood or whatnot, like I feel like most of them are just like, I'm good. Like, forget the biz. I'm straight. I did that. I'm out of it. I don't want to deal with that no more. You know what I mean? Like, so many people have left and have gone off to do so many other things and make it their focus and just like almost denounce even that they were even, in the limelight type deal and just kind of stay low key.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for putting a damper on my idea, but the reason I said it is because
that's what we do. That's
started acting again, you dick.
No, and I get that, but I'm saying, yes, as great of an idea as that is, I'm not. What I think is that it won't be much received from a lot of those child stars later in life to be like, you know what, let me get that resurgence. You know what I mean?
The Chris's are here to bring down Mick.
I'm with you on it. That's for sure,
and especially to help. Like, because a lot of them are showing up at cons. Like, that'd be interesting. Mm-hmm. Like, if the kid like was in movies now, like, and the idea I had, that was kind of going about. Mm-hmm. Like, you can show up at cons, and now you're selling merch for Last Action Hero or the other movies you were in. Like, that will help the cons too. Like, that's just extra like little star power here and there. I don't know. Again, like, this is just a far reach. I don't care. I'm not really going to defend it, but.
It was like a full-fledged plan to get Jonathan Taylor Thomas's career back.
He don't want to come back.
He don't want to. He's one of the ones that I thought about.
Like, he's the one that's like, nah. But I feel like maybe like when these stars are a little bit older, and their star power has like sort of diminished.
Yeah.
Having this chance to maybe be the star of like these movies again, it's another second chance. Like even for them, like if they were watching and listening, I'd be like, why don't you reach out to some of these indie guys and be like, they're doing this, sell yourself on it. Be like, hey, listen, I'm still young enough I'm in my 30s now. If you were an actor in the 90s as a kid, you're in your 30s now.
Yeah, I know indie places that have done that and actually got people to come back. Like the one that comes to mind is Dylan's Nightmare for Nightmare on Elm Street. They had the kid that played Dylan come back in his older age to play in their short film or whatever, you know what I mean, to try to get a resurgence of Freddy. But yeah, I mean, it's a great idea. It really is, especially since so many people connect with the character in the face already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Got a question to ask you, gentlemen. Boom, and ask whoever's watching. If you had the golden ticket from Last Action Hero, what movie would you jump into? Minus porn. So I'll just get that right out the way.
That's out. No.
You know what's funny? You said minus porn, so like that means take away porn. You can't do it. But it sounds like you're saying mine is
no.
Yeah,
Take
that's
away
what I thought at first.
That was my first thought.
And is that the movie title? Porn?
Just that one.
That's a genre.
It's the 2008 version of Pirates the Porn.
Yeah, that's a genre.
That's a genre.
Nope. Not that we're skipping that whole genre.
Not Terminator.
We only get to pick one movie, period.
Pick one movie. Yeah, one movie.
Pirates of the Caribbean for me.
You would be dead in 30 seconds.
I'm from the fucking Caribbean.
That doesn't mean anything. You're not
I
from
can
the Caribbean.
swim. I probably would have been a pirate if I was fucking back then.
You're a
Look at me. Look at me. I'm wearing a beanie right. I look like a goddamn pirate right now.
It doesn't matter if you look like it. You would have scurvy in like 2 days. You would just catch shit.
I might
know
catch something, but
Not gonna be scurvy.
You do realize not everybody was a
might
pirate.
be a different type of scurvy.
You're selling the high seas.
I'm gonna be eating too much other peach.
My movie's Human Centipede.
Oh man,
that's
what you
God
really
damn. God damn. God
My movie is
damn.
also Human Centipede.
Oh no.
I want to be the front.
I was like, are you guys joining together in the centipede?
That's the difference. Mick wants to be the front. James wants to be the end.
I do. That's the buffet. I get a taste of all the flavors.
Wow.
Listen.
You see this?
Oh my God. What flavor? What other flavors do we need?
Final Destination. No.
The Final Destination.
Here we go. Here's your Human Centipedes right here. Now race.
Wow.
Get it?
Wow.
Damn.
Nope.
Come on.
We don't do that centipede stuff over here. This ain't no kind of Diddy party. Nothing
You're
like
going
that.
the wrong way.
Yeah, we hear noise. We're out. We don't do none of that.
Yeah,
we're not going, who's out there? Do you want to be friends?
That's okay. So then there's at least one centipede here because I know all three of us would fall for it.
Yep.
Chris, they'd be like, we have beer. We have this fine craft beer from Vermont.
I want to hang out with the guys from Beer Fest. So,
good choice. That's a you choice.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
that's a really good choice.
Damn it! No, I don't know. What are you guys saying?
I really don't know.
I want to be in a Broken Lizard movie.
A Broken Lizard movie?
That would be fun. Yeah.
Honestly, all right. A little more sentimental wise, I would do like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
I don't know.
I would do something with a little more existential feel, like a travel, like go on adventures. So not that I couldn't do that in real life, but like that, feels like that would be an interesting life, to be a part of.
I was torn about that when we talked about when Sturdy brought up this question. Like, I want to experience other places if I could have a movie ticket and stuff like that. But I'm also into comedy. And that's kind of what I go to make myself feel good when I'm just down.
Would you get a ZJ?
I can't afford it because I don't know what it is. But like those fucking Broken Lizard movies, man, it's something I could just put, if I came across it, I could just fucking watch. Like Beer Fest.
Everybody loves them because it's like hanging. It's just you're watching friends hang out.
Yeah.
What's a Broken Lizard movie? Can you give me an example?
Super Troopers,
Beer Fest.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want to go to any of those.
Sturdy doesn't do cops or water.
Sturdy's going to a Leslie Nielsen movie, and nobody's saying otherwise. We're sending him there. That's the way this goes. He doesn't get a golden ticket.
Who's gonna say? Who wants to be in
Leslie
Blood Lake?
Nielsen's movies? They suck. He's not funny. Stop
He's
trying
going to fear and loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Who wants to be in Blood Lake just to punch all the people in it?
All right.
If I'm in Blood Lake, I'm taking the car and bringing it somewhere where it deserves.
If I'm in Blood Lake, if I take it and go to Blood Lake, I'm filming a better movie.
Nice.
It's a low bar.
He's killing the whole cast and doing the movie by himself. I'm just making it better.
And I don't even like convertibles. But I'll take it.
You don't even need to watch Blood Lake. There's a version of Blood Lake over on the Scene Snobs channel where we did the script read.
Oh,
well worth it. I will say this. Let's extend this question a little bit more. What's something from a movie?
I didn't get to
Johnny, did you answer or Sturdy? Did you answer?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't get to answer my.
Yeah, Mick's taking it over.
My apologies. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
I'll be quiet. I'll mute myself again.
It's a white thing.
Finally.
My answer is leaving Las Vegas.
Your answer is what?
Leaving Las Vegas.
Why? Why? Do you want to save him?
He wants to slowly kill himself while he banes a hooker.
I want to be the Nick Cage character. No, no.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a writer, there's ways to do it without heroin. Like,
no. Serious answer is Thunderbolts asterisk. Because I want to know what my shame room is. You know, when he sends everybody into depression, I want to know what my room is. What room?
All right. Well, you can find that out by living a leaving Las Vegas lifestyle too.
James wants to be on Con Air.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
That's a fun movie.
I do get it. Like, I mean, we know what happens in
Sturdy wants to be on Air.
Wait, who are you in Con Air though?
Who, me?
Are you a cop or are you a convict?
Oh,
I don't think there's any movie where James doesn't want to be the convict.
No, he's Cameron Poe. He's totally Cameron Poe.
Yeah.
Listen, I love James as much as the next guy, but he is no Cameron Poe. That is a Nick Cage delightful performance if I've ever seen one. And
he is the Southern convict.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that movie. I need to watch it. That and a rock. Oh, you know I love my double features. I will say this. Don't drop Judge Dredd. Don't watch that shit. Watch this, and if you want another movie to pair it with, National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1.
Oh.
That where also kind of is a spoof of action movies and how they are. So I think that would be a fun one. And that has Bruce Willis in a cameo, much like the Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I'm gonna go with a straight up hood comedy.
Oh boy,
Friday.
I love Friday, but no. Don't be a man for drinking juice in the hood and south.
Oh,
that right there. Why? Because my character can be as ridiculous as I want it to be. Friday, I don't want to get knocked out by Debo.
Nice,
simple.
I'll bite the bullet on this one. I will go back and do Back to the Future, so I can get my hands on a time machine.
Nope.
And I can set this country straight.
I
go back on my Captain America level time travel. I'm gonna just set shit straight. That's a movie. We need to get a Captain America movie where he has the time machine and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna fix a few things.
After he banes Peggy Carter.
After he bangs Peggy, he's like, listen, Peggy, it's been real, it's been fun, but I gotta go end slavery. Yeah. I gotta go back and start some things.
Gotta end slavery, stop systematic racism.
Well, you do kind of. If you go back to the beginning, you're like, no,
this ain't happening.
I'm Captain America, and you don't know what that is. All right, hold on. I gotta tell you a few things.
I gotta tell you a few things. Sit down. How much time do you have? You only gotta live to be 17.
James, did you give one?
Oh, I did the funny human centipede, but I don't know about.
What about your favorite comedy movie?
Old school.
It'll be kind of like that. It'll be something like
Van Wilder.
It'll be something like where I was hanging out with my friends, where we do crazy shit, but it's funny stuff.
Oh, well, Project X.
Actually,
we did Van Wilder after we saw that movie. We started getting paid to throw parties for people back in the day.
Actually,
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild.
You got one, James?
I would. Well, if you count it as a real movie, Jackass would be fun.
You want to put a toy car and a condom up your ass and go get an X-ray?
I think he needs more.
It won't be the first time.
I thought it was like the cow. Hey, we'll go straight to that.
The gerbil, the hamster.
It's called Hide the Matchbox.
See?
But which one?
Wow.
But when you got
one with edges, one with edges.
Where'd you pull that from?
The Batmobile. This one's bigger.
But when you try
taper towards the front though,
when you try to push it out, it's
King Ghidorah's gonna
Hot Wheel.
That's better. That's like the pineapple in Little Nicky. That's better.
It depends on the condom.
Oh my god!
Wow. Well,
are we spinning a wheel here?
Well,
No,
before we do that,
Yeah, you're saying favorite props, right?
Oh.
yeah. Well, I was gonna ask, like, with the question, like, if you
Mine's
could
a
get
cucumber.
the golden ticket and go into any movie and fix something.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to extend the question a little bit because we were all going to like happy places. I was like, what's something we would be willing to go into a film and fix it? And I want to add to that to talk about the Captain America thing. They went back to stop Thanos. I want to think about this logic for a second because I've never thought about it before this point. They went back to stop Thanos from blinking half of the population out of existence, which, listen, devastating. He didn't kill him. They didn't die violently, but they were blinked out of existence, right? But he didn't go back to stop Hitler.
Mm.
And
That
like
was-
he even
that
lived
wasn't-
during the time.
Yeah, but it wasn't at an age to understand what that was or really have it affect.
No. When he had the time machine and was going back to fix
Yeah.
everything and put the stones
I mean,
back.
Deadpool already handled that.
It's like you went back to like the late 40s to be with your girl. You could have went back and been like a super secret soldier and really fucked things up for the Nazis and Hydra even more, to the point where they wouldn't even got into everything. You're really selfish, Steve.
It's about stopping the bigger thing.
Yeah, like
Billions and billions of people in the galaxy versus, the millions and millions, and it already happened. We're already, it's a bigger picture thing. This is why I'm glad I'm not like, in politics or making decisions like that. I just wish we had better people in politics making decisions like that.
I only want to say, I don't want to steal your show or anything, but like, because we are talking about
What up,
something
Wilkie?
like this, I just want to say to the people of Los Angeles right now and everywhere else that's dealing with the issues with ICE, please be safe.
Yes.
Please take care of yourself. Be out there. A lot of things may be coming out tonight in the news. Everyone, please be involved. Please stay aware of what's going on. And again, say your prayers, and if you can help.
Amen.
So I just miss my old hometown, so I want to show some love.
There
I
you
think
go.
one thing that I would change or stop in a movie is spoilers for Sinners. I would stop Michael B. Jordan from trying to have sex with Haley Steinfeld. So
I wouldn't. You wouldn't be a bro.
Oh,
That,
but my boy's not gonna get bit.
But now it's for eternity. Now it's for eternity. I hate to spoil a movie that's close.
yeah, not having watched it yet. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. Thanks.
All right, no, but it's
That
not,
doesn't do nothing. That doesn't do
it
nothing.
really does nothing. It really
I'm
does
very
nothing.
confused.
Good.
All I know
worth a watch.
is Haley Steinfeld smoking hot. I like Michael B. Jordan. I don't know what's going on. I want to watch this movie.
Great movie.
I'm just saying though, like, look, she looked good, but is it worth being turned to a vampire for the rest of your life?
Maybe
I think so.
with her.
Is she there with you?
if those walls are great.
There's your answer.
Wow.
There's your answer.
As long as that pink doesn't stink.
Because my thing is like, what if you hit it right, but like you find out in the morning that you don't really like her, so now you stuck with it.
Well, you're a vampire, so you're not gonna be going outside in the morning.
Yeah.
so it
Not
doesn't
not
matter.
really.
For the following day.
There's always Uber.
There's no buyers. Yeah, we know as Uber Eats. Shenanigans in Schenectady. During the scene stops.
Holy shit!
Oh, man.
All right, my turn. The movie I pick is Speed, so I can kick Keanu Reeves off the bus.
He fixed the problem.
Be
He
right
saved
back.
The people.
No, I'll fix the problem. I'll kick him off the fucking bus.
I am so in love with this. I'm so in love with this logic that you think that you could fix the problem over Jack Traven, the hero of the most amazing action movie of the 90s.
Okay.
That's a lie.
For one, I'm American, Mick.
What and that has to do with anything?
No, let me finish.
He said for what? I'm American, Mick.
That's not even the argument.
Listen, I would follow, if I was him, a cop, whatever he was, I will follow the rules. You don't compromise with terrorists.
So they die?
Yes.
So just dies
Yes.
What? Oh, do not give this man a golden ticket.
That guy, he's gonna let them blow up, take his ball, and go home. Done.
He calls up. He gets on the payphone and it's with Dennis Hopper's character, and he's just like, "What?" He's like, "There's a bomb on the click."
Yeah, click.
Bye.
I'm off the clock.
Just don't worry about it. After the bus blows up, he's gonna try one more time. You ignore that one too, and then after that, he's gonna fucking get annoyed and he's gonna give up.
But it's not gonna be one more time though. He'll call you 50 times. Like, I know.
Listen, nah, he'll get bored.
No, I mean after the bus blows up, then he'll try to blow something else up. He'll get pissed. He'll blow something else up, and then after that, he'll be like, "Well, nobody's paying attention to me. I'm leaving."
Exactly. I'm with Chris on this.
I'm gonna go retire.
I'm not saying they could have never found out, but technically, he could have just hung up that payphone and left.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not had anything to do.
Still
and then
know
later
what the
just heard a
was.
bus blew up.
I still want to know what the deal was with the Hispanic kid in the back of the bus that got up and held the gun at the cop when he found out he was a cop. Nobody ever told you what he did, why he felt so guilty.
He left your mom after a night of passionate love.
He did kind of look like me. That's why I was asking.
I thought because he got the role of Judge Dredd. It's like, I got the role of Judge Dredd. Fuck this shit.
Oh shit!
My career is over.
Oh man. God.
Yeah, I would have to say it'd have to be like again, Pirates of the Caribbean or Fast and Furious, especially the first one where it's all the street racing scene and everything like that, doing it all fucking and going robbing some trucks and shit.
You just want to kiss Vin Diesel's head.
I don't want to kiss Vin Diesel's head.
I want to be in any movie where I can kick that guy in the nuts.
Now, Miss Rodriguez, different story.
Chris hates him.
And Jordana Brewster, for sure, especially from those movies in that era, she was fine.
In what movie? Oh, in the
Fast and Furious. Yeah, Mia.
I realized again she was in The Faculty.
She was finer in The Faculty.
Yeah, absolutely. But still,
I was watching it recently.
Fuck it, I want to be.
You put her in one of my favorite cars of all time, an Acura Integra, and that was her car in the movie. Yeah, I'm giving her roadhead.
Is she allowed to have a say in that?
Yeah, no.
Good.
No. And it's a stick shift manual car. Yep, figure it out because I already got the plan.
Chris is going to see her rolling past in the car one day when he's sitting on the bus as Keanu Reeves is standing in front of him and he's pointing his gun at Keanu Reeves and just be like, I love that car. I love that woman.
I gotta go.
But I have to do this, Keanu Reeves, because my dad did it and now it's my turn.
It's about family.
Oh, shit. And that's how you get to roll the Fast and Furious.
He jumps out of the bus onto the car. Turns into a completely different movie. His golden ticket just changes everything.
Yeah, it does.
Wait, what the fuck movie is this?
Oh, we gotta end this show because I gotta take a piss. And
no. We're about to.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. We're two girls, one cup. I think that's everybody.
Oh yeah,
I forgot we're doing up next week.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
which I gotta say this, it's hilarious because guys, we started this year off with Bond and went straight to action. So we're going from explosions to emotions on Popcorn.
Somebody's gonna cry next week,
and you're not gonna want to miss out on this one. You're not gonna want to miss out because we are gonna ask everybody. We're gonna have a round table. Did anybody get choked up or teary-eyed during the movie? And we'll see what happens during the live.
Guys, I have to be honest with you. I can't make it next week. I'm gonna
listen.
My role in this now is sort of like Batman to the Justice League. I'm a part-time member because I'm too important to my titty. You know.
Yeah, that's one that's not going to fly. And just because of that nonsense, he does have a solo punishment movie for abandoning us. Like he was going to get.
I didn't abandon.
Every time Nick's not here, he has to watch The English Patient again.
I'm not watching The English Patient. Kick me off. I'll stay off
We'll
and
give him
comment.
another movie.
I'll be your number one fan.
Watch it with his camera on, so we can see him staring at the screen the whole time in Discord.
I'm not doing it. Pick something else. I'm not watching The English Patient again.
That's a separate show we put up. Just the cam of Mick watching The English Patient week after week.
I would watch
with
The Sound of Music again before I watch.
Okay, boom. There you go.
I'm not watching The Sound of Music again. I'm not making up for this. I'm not doing it. I'm still stick with the Tree of Life. I'll stick with the Tree of Life once one of us is out. Except one more time, remember, because I'm bad.
Oh, you were out.
Hey, by the way,
hang on. But we all got to watch it, though.
You guys just made me realize.
What?
I'm not going to be here next Saturday.
What?
Tree of Life for everybody.
Aaron,
no
I got my vacation to that June Farms that weekend.
Oh
damn.
No outs. He announced it live on air that he will not be here. You can't put the show off. You can't put it
I'm not
off.
putting the show off. We're still watching Up. Hell no, we're still watching Up. But if he shows up, we're still good. But because of him, we're gonna have to watch a Tree of Life next week.
Tree of Life and the
2 weeks. 2 weeks from now.
Oh, are we doing a plot roast?
Or no, in 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, we're gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, so we'll have to do the plot roasts for Patreon, right?
The Tree.
I don't know. Whatever.
The roast.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, fuck you, James. God damn it. Here he goes again. Here he goes again.
Tree of Life.
Here he goes again, trying to have a happy household and keep his wife happy, forgetting about us. Again, selfish, man.
Hey, I said I'm here now.
Yeah, but you're not here next week.
Listen, my wife wanted to watch The Accountant 2 tonight, and I'm here with you fools. All right. So if I got to watch The Tree of Life, we're all watching The Tree of Life.
Oh, no, we do.
If you make me watch The Sound of Music, we're all watching The Sound of Music.
Ooh, good elbow. Good elbow. Good elbow. Where'd Johnny go?
He rolled out. He was like,
but
I just
we are going to wrap this one up, though, people. Make sure you check us out.
I want to go to bed.
Wait, we got something we got to announce. Go to it.
Yes. It's Friday, 12 a.m. Tune in, people. Just
Thursday night. It starts.
Thursday night, midnight. You're going to want to be over on Horror Research 30, STURD-O-VISION. It's going to be a great night. Sturdy's final Friday. Watch party.
Yo, that sounds like one of the video clips of P. Diddy and
Nope.
It will be.
Nope.
What the
Yeah, huh? Yeah.
No Diddy and
P. Diddy going shh.
And Meek Mills was going
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Fucked up.
Oh boy.
This is what you're gonna get on Popcorn and Pints. A bunch of nonsense and wild shit, but you're gonna get some entertaining stuff as well. Thanks for popping by. Peace.